It is the first official day of fall, and if you're looking for something to do this weekend, Sarah Warner with Destination Madison has some ideas to share. And we're starting with a fall festival that begins tonight, and that's the New Glarus Oktoberfest.
Yeah, it's that time of year again, the Oktoberfest time, and it does kick off tonight, and it lasts all weekend with live music in the tent. There's hay rides, chainsaw carvings, all sorts of things like that. And food, and you'll certainly see lederhosen, so should be fun.
Yes, I've noticed it in the pictures, and yeah, and you could head out there tonight. I think that tonight they're going to be wearing some of the traditional garb, but you'll want to check the website because they have different events and times of things over the next couple of days.
Yeah, New Glarus Chamber website has that information for you.
Very good. Good beer, too. Also tonight and tomorrow, a two-day celebration of a jazz legend.
Jazz legend, John Coltrane. His birthday is tomorrow, actually, so Cafe Coda is having 2 nights of celebration. Tonight they're screening the documentary called Chasing Train about his life, and it's free to attend. And then tomorrow the Hannah John Taylor Artet will perform originals from John Coltrane. So what a treat, a local jazz legend playing.
I know my coinker John, he has been to Cafe Coda before and talks about how great of a space it is.
Yeah.
So check that out today or tomorrow. Saturday is the Monroe Street Festival.
Yep, in its 44th year.
Wow.
They've been doing it for a long time to really highlight those locally owned businesses. There's food specials, live music, all sorts of street kind of shopping to do. It's a really good opportunity to get out into a different neighborhood if you're not familiar, and there's activities for kids.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's not just for the people who live in the Monroe Street area, right? Anybody can come. Finally, on Sunday, Dia de Football.
Yeah, MGE, this is their 6th year hosting it, and it's a great day of events. There are some soccer camps in the morning starting at around 10. It's free. You don't have to register in advance for this portion.
Okay.
In partnership with Forward FC, there'll be some of their soccer stars here to help and making appearances. Energy experts for any questions. La Mercadito from Centro Hispano will be there. La Movida is another partner too, but it's just a family-friendly, fun event with food and music all day, all sorts of fun things for kids to do. Everyone's welcome.
And that, again, is on Sunday. Sarah, thanks. Appreciate it. Always love to highlight the cool things happening around the city.
Thanks for having me.
Hope you have a great weekend, too.